Namaste. Thank you for joining today for Dharma Yoga. As always, please practice according to your condition and feel free to do the variations if you're comfortable with them, you're accustomed to the practice. Otherwise, please modify according to your condition and respect your limitations. Remember, the practice is an offering, so how you're feeling and what you're doing affects everybody to a certain extent. So practice in a way that is mindful and conscious and doesn't bring yourself into a place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to transmit. So let's begin. Start off by sitting tall and straight. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the ends of this universe. Merge with that supreme divine consciousness now. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Shivaya. I bow to the inner light. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord bestow upon us the fruits of knowledge, and may we always have a strong desire for that knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So let's do let's do the seed mantras today. The seed mantras, there is a mantra that's associated, a seed sound that's associated with each of the chakras. These are the main energy sources, main psychic channels that lie coincident with the spine. It's along the central psychic channel. So We start at the base of the spine, we move up, we bring our attention there, we visualize a color, and we bring all our attention there, and we chant the sound. This will stimulate that chakra. Eventually, the idea is to open them up. They're like gateways for the energy to pass from the base of the spine right up to the crown. They say that when you have the bliss that enters that area, the crown, that is when you experience divine bliss. So let's just try to manifest that. Open up those channels. Remember that the one thing they had to do is to purify those channels, and to purify them, you had to remain in adherence to the ethical precepts, the yamas and niyamas. First and foremost, compassion towards all beings. So, hands in Jnana Mudra, second finger thumb connected, other fingers extended on the knees. Sit up very tall and straight. Close the eyes and bring your attention to the base of the spine. Muladhara is a chakra there, the root chakra. Picture the color red and repeat the following tones after me. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. Now move to the next one, Svadhisthana, located in the sacral area, the sacral chakra. Color is orange. Vam, 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 vam. Go ahead. Vam, 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 vam. Next, the navel chakra, Manipura. Color is yellow. Ram, 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 ram. All the attention to the navel chakra. Go ahead. Ram, 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 ram. Now to the heart, Anahata. The color is green. Yum, 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 yum. Go ahead. Yum, 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 yum. Now let's go up to the base of the throat. The color is blue. Hum, 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 hum. All your attention at the throat chakra, Vishuddha, go ahead. Hum, 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 hum. The space between the eyebrows, Anya, color is indigo. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Your turn. Sahasrara, the crown chakra, the color is violet. One long sustained om. Just allow the breath to carry the sound through until you run out of breath. Inhale. Once again, inhale. Alternate nostril breathing. The main breathing you can do at any time always has a benefit of balancing the energies and of just bringing the mind into a calm state. So we're breathing in from the left side, hold the breath, hold as long as you can comfortably, exhale out through the right, inhale out through the right, inhale through the right, hold the breath again, exhale through the left. So for this one, there's no set rhythm. The inhales and exhales are roughly equal. The breath retention as long as you can. So we won't do too many, just a few, just get the sense of it so you can do it on your own at home whenever you whenever you want. So try for at least, when you're doing it at home, for at least 12 times. So for the breath retention, the throat lock and the root lock are engaged. Contract the root muscles. Imagine you're lifting the pelvic floor up, pull it up towards the navel and towards the back wall of the body. Imagine trying to push it against the front of the spine. For the throat lock, as you inhale, you're raising your chest, so that when you hold the breath, you can just bring your chin right down in the chest without hunching your back. Keep your attention at the space between the eyebrows. Bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. Okay, so we'll do the first one together, or first few together, well, maybe 2 together, and then maybe a couple on your own. So sit up tall and straight here. For the hands, the left hand in Yana Mudra again, the right hand, second, third fingers fold down, and you use the thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left nostril. Only those 2 fingers of the right hand. So now exhale completely, empty the lungs. Close out the right nostril with the right thumb, inhale to the left. Fill up the chest, raise the chest, and then hold the breath. Block both sides of the nose, third eye attention. Throat lock, root lock. Feeling tension in the root and the throat area. Tongue behind the teeth and beneath the mouth. We're pretending we held the breath for as long as we could. Exhale through the right side, always evenly and steady, no big explosions and bursts of breath out. Empty out completely, and then start the inhale again. Fill up the chest. Hold the breath. Keep the chest high so you can bring the chin down onto it without hunching your back. Keep your back very straight and tall. All the attention at the space in the eyebrows. Exhale out through the left side, release the right ring finger. Empty out completely. Inhale again. Hold the breath. Everything stops. It's as though all the mind activity, the movement of the body, and the emotions were frozen. Exhale out through the right side, slowly and evenly. Allow the breath to pass all the way out until you're completely empty, and then inhale. Fill the chest, hold the breath again. And in this moment of stillness and the breath retention, try to stay in that same temperament all throughout the practice, all throughout day-to-day life. Whatever you're doing, be unaffected, unconcerned, unjudging. Exhale out through the left side, empty out completely. 3 more on your own. Starting and ending on the left side. Lose yourself in the breath. It is a gateway, pranayama, to the higher realms of yoga. First, you attain control of the sense of the comportment through the yamas and niyamas, control of the body through the asanas, control of the vital force through pranayama. And this leads you to eventually withdrawing from your senses, withdrawing your attention away and holding it long time for concentration, and then eventually that becomes meditation when it's uninterrupted. And through the mental processes, the meditation and the seeking of the truth, of what your true self is, that leads to samadhi, state of divine bliss, enlightenment. Haven't finished already. Next time you exhale out of your left side, conclude. Take your time. Don't shortchange the cycle. Once you're done, just sit quietly for a moment, just to observe the effects on the body, the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions without, again, any judgment or concern. Be like the witness and attune your consciousness to that, to the supreme divine witness which is within, which is God. Perceive everything like God with unlimited compassion and love and non-judgment. So now, keep your mind fixed on God throughout the practice to make this a divine offering of love. And see God in all the forms, for God is present equally in all beings and all experiences. He's there to guide us through. So now let's begin. Come to standing. So let's just do spiritual breathing to just reinforce the idea that we're all connected with the divine. The divine is within. Bring the fingers, the palms up to face the ceiling a little bit from the on the inhale. Inhale from the fingertips down through the arms and into the spiritual heart. 3, pull the best from the universe down into spiritual heart. Then hold at the heart, hold the breath, make it an offering to God. Exhale out through the arms, everything that pulled in stays in, just the breath leaves out through the fingertips. Same way as it came in. Inhale again, draw in all that you need from the universe, all from all around, from all beings, everybody contributing to your happiness. Pull it all into heart, hold the breath. Hold the attention there. Exhale out through the fingertips again. Just the breath leaves out. Inhale once again. Feel as though you're a big magnet pulling everything in that you need right into spiritual heart. Hold there in the heart. Hold the breath. And the attention there. Exhale out through the arms. And bring your hands down. So now we'll do some exercise to prepare the body for the practice. Continue to pretend you're the witness watching everything. The body move all by itself. Start to swing one side to the other. With the arms on the body. Feel as though they're heavy ropes. And then slow it down. Bring the hands back to the hips, circle the head. Feel as though the head was very heavy, can't even stay on its pivot point on the top of the neck. Just keeps rolling all the way around it, falling from one side to the other, front and back. And switch the direction of rotation. Ears maybe touch the shoulders, the chin to the chest, back of the head to the top of the back. Now, left arm, circle it forward 4 times. And then backwards, feels like you're about to throw a ball. And forward again. If you need to, you can bring your left hand up to your shoulder if you have any shoulder issues, and back. And then the other hand, feel as though you're holding weight in your left hand, and then back. And forward again. And back. And then from here, arms up, take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to your left, bend to the right, go to the left, and go to the right. Come up, go back, and go forward, push into the back of the head, push head into the back, into the arms, and forward. Come up, make little circles above your head, like the action of a propeller, shoulders, neck, and head mostly. But then add in the chest, make the circles a little bit larger. The upper back comes into the movement as well. And then finally the whole trunk, if you feel comfortable with circles. Hinge at the hips, circle down. Use the momentum of the downswing to pull you right back up swiftly and smoothly. Nice, even circle. And coming up, and then go the other direction. Starting again with small circles above the head. And make them larger as you, bit by bit, chest and upper back. Find the whole torso comes down. Trace large circles in front of the body. Plant down to the feet. And coming up. And release. Shake out the wrists. Move the fingers very, very rapidly as though you had no control over the hands. Fingers moving all by themselves. Up and down. Now, open up, work the hips if you need to. You can always hold on to a chair or a wall, and then swing the right leg back and forth. Try to lean forward a little bit to get your knee to the shoulder, and throw your leg back as well. But you're trying to touch your head with the toes. Bring your head back as well. Again, move according to your condition. Slow it down if you need to. Whoops. And then the other leg. And release. Just jump up and down, be like a child. Enjoy it. If you need to modify, you just lift the heels. You just bounce up off your heels. Go around in circles if you like. Other way. On the right foot. On the left foot. Right. Left. Jump up to our tops. And release. So now come to the front of the mat. Hands to the heart. Remember to renounce all the fruits of the practice makes it even more powerful. Do the practice because it must be done. Imagine it as your divine duty to all beings everywhere. So let's move together. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back. If you're comfortable, engage your buttocks and your upper back. Come forward and down into Uttanasana. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring hands flat on the ground. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat, look up. Come into high plank. Knees down and bring the seat all the way back on your heels. Now pull forward, tug at the floor with your arms to propel yourself forward more easily. Bring the head and chest up. All the way back, the seat behind heels. Glide forward again, brush the nose to the ground. Come into Cobra, lift the head and chest. You don't have to come up all the way if you're not ready for it. Come all the way back. Here, glide forward. You can even just bring your belly down and just lift your chest, your head. Come up and all the way back. Good. Now press into your toes, lift your seat up, come into downward facing dog, and here just pulse here a little bit. Try to get your chest down closer to the ground. The top of the head drops down below the arms. All out the back body. Good. Run to the hands, bring the right foot forward. If you have trouble doing that, bring the back knee down. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, Use your right foot to assist the foot forward. Sink down to the seat, lift the head, and then bring the feet together, chest on the thighs. Again, keep your knees bent if you need to keep your belly in connection with your body, with your legs. Come all the way up. Reach up and back, hips forward, hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up overhead. Feels like you're stretching the whole length of the front of the body. Fold down into Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Left foot back, lower down the seat. Bring the head up. Come into high plank. Bend the knees down, the seat all the way back behind the heels. Once again, glide forward between your arms. Come out smoothly. Open up the throat and the chest, shoulders back. All the way back, the seat behind your heels again. Come forward, tug at the floor with the arms. Smoothly glide into it. Raise the head. Bring it all the way back. Again, according to condition, all the way back, the seat behind the heels. Come forward again. Into your Cobra. Shoulders back. Good. Press into your hands. Now from here, bend the toes under. Come back into child's pose. Bend the toes under and lift your seat up again. Again, pulse a little bit in downward facing dog. Try to get your belly towards your thighs. If you're more flexible, maybe your forehead can come right down to the ground. Maybe eventually your nose, maybe even eventually your chin. Try not to bend the arms. Keep pushing the floor away from you with your hands. Good. Be like a dog loyal to his master. Now look between the hands and bring the left foot forward again. Lower the back knee down if you need to first, and then use your hand to assist as you need to. Head up, gazing up, and bring the feet back together. Head down, gaze is down as though in humility. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up. Good, moving fluidly through the forms like a shapeshifter, moving effortlessly. Right foot back, sink down to the seat. Come into high plank. Lower down the knees, chest and forehead. This time, glide right through into the Cobra. Right away, roll over your toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Push the seat up and the chest down. Look to the hands, bring the right foot forward again to the hands. Sink down to the seat. Feet come together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Watch the body move all by itself. Reach up, go down, bury your heart deep. Bury your mind deep in the heart. With the intention of offering, the body moves with more steadiness and ease. Left foot back, sink down to the seat, head up high. So you're surrendering to the grace of God. Bring the feet together, chest, knees, chest, forehead down. Come forward. Every movement reflecting your devotion and your love towards all beings. Bring the seat up and back, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Feet come together. Uttanasana, pull the body against the legs. Come right standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Up again. Raise your arms high above the head. Come down gracefully. Building now on what we just did. Right foot back, lower the knee down. Inhale, pull the arms up. Use your arms to pull the torso further out of the hips. And then circle the arms down, allow the head to fall back. Lean away from the leg in front. Raise your arms up. And then tuck the tail. And then open up. Lift the chest up away from the seat so you don't get any crunching your lower back. One more time. Up. You try to lengthen the spine as much as possible. Form a graceful curve. No kinks anywhere at either end. Good. Come back into high plank. Lower down Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward into your Cobra. Telescope the neck down the shoulders. Back into Adho Mukha Sivanasana. Lift the seat up and back. Then a right foot steps forward gracefully and softly to the hands. No, try not to land the foot with a big footfall, heavy footfall. Raise your arms up. Sink down to the seat. Arms go back. No jerky motions, no hard, aggressive, sharp movements or loud noises. Nothing that will agitate or distress the witness who's watching. All the way up, or bring you into that same state equally. And then bring the left foot in to meet the right. Uttanasana, pull the body down onto your legs. Come right into standing, arch back again. Hands back to the heart. Bring your arms up over the head again, reach up and back. Come forward and down into Uttanasana. Left foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. This time inhale, come up. And as you exhale, turn to the right, the arms come down. Inhale, float the arms up. And then again, circle the arms down, turn to your right. Inhale, come up. Chest facing alongside the mat. Sink your seat all the way down towards your front heel. Come forward, look forward into high plank. Down, knees, chest, forehead. Come through into your Cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift it, step up the seat up and back, not the heart. And then the left foot steps quietly to the hands. Back knee down, sink down to the seat. Bring your arms up. Circle down to your left. And again, inhale, come up. And open up. One more time, inhale, pull up. Circle down, gracefully. Come forward, bring the feet back together, chest on the thighs, head down, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up and back, hips forward. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up over the head, reach up and back. Come down into Uttanasana, chest on the thighs. Bending your knees so you can land your belly on your thighs. Join the hands behind the back. And then use your body, push the legs back. So eventually straighten the seat over the heels. You're very flexible. Maybe the whole front of the body is glued against the legs, the forehead to the shins. Again, do according to your condition. Then bring your hands back, down, right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat, Kapyasana. Bring your arms up, sink down to the seat and pull the arms back behind the ears. Rock the shoulders back and forth a few times. Try to pull the arms back. Try to get nice, long curve in your spine. Again, no kinks in the lower back or the back and neck. Lengthen those areas. Pull yourself further down the hips. And from here, come back down. Press your hands down. And then if you can, you need to come into plank pose. If you feel stronger, raise the left leg up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can even touch your head to the ground. Bring the left foot up higher. Point the toes. Now come forward if you can. Shoulders over the fingertips or a regular plank. If you're doing this version, glue the elbows to the sides of the body. Try to bring your chest down first between your hands. Lower your knee down at any point if you need to. In between. Come into the Cobra. Shoulders back, head back. Pause slowly. Try to find yourself in the shape of a Cobra. Imagine having that boundless range of motion. Roll over your toes back into downward facing dog. Be like a dog, again, loyal to its master. Imitate them in every way possible. Copy on all levels. Right leg up again. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana if you can. And then from here, look to the hands. Bring your shoulders forward over the fingertips so you can land your foot down softly so it doesn't come down heavily or somewhere behind your hands. Lower the knee down. Flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up. Rise up tall, exhale, sink the shoulders down. Again, wiggle your shoulders back, the little infamous Dharma wiggle here. Pull the arms, make sure you don't bend your arms, think of a crescent shaped moon. You don't see any bends in that line, in that curve. Straight true lines from point to point. Lift up to the chest, bring your hands down, and bring the left foot into the right. Pull the body down on bend your knees and bring your belly onto your thighs, Uttanasana. Push against the legs with your body. Keep your knees bent as much as you need to keep that connection. And then release, bring hands up over the head. Arch back, hips forward. Create space. Approach a true nature which is boundless, formless. Again, raise your arms up over the head, reach up, stretch out your line, the front of the body. Pull the body down into Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, join the hands, and then pull the body down onto your legs. Imagine the front of the top of the head is going to reach the feet at any second. Now release the hands, the left foot back, lower the knee down. Raise your arms up again, Kapyasana, pull the arms back, reach back. And then if you like, circle the arms down, bring the head back, plant your hands. From here, bring the right leg all the way up into Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Again, if you need to lower your knee down part way as you're coming down, that's fine. Do according to your condition, just do your best. Back into Cobra, downward facing dog.
Raise your right leg up and step the foot, left foot. And then step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, sink down to the seat. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back again. Pull your arms out long. Fingertips, imagine them going over the back toe. And then allow the head to drop back. If you feel comfortable, circle the arms down. And then come forward again, plant your hands beside your foot. Left foot and bring the right foot to meet it. Chest on the sides, join the hands and pull the body down. Uttanasana. If you want to do another variation here, you can take hold of your opposite elbows if you want. And then just keep pushing your head, push your shoulders back. So do again according to what feels good for you. We get still coming to your edge of your potential. And then come all the way up. Always be willing to go to the edge. So you continue to make progress. Without making progress, you lose your enthusiasm. Bring your hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up over the head. Reach up. Go down into Uttanasana. Pull the body down onto your legs. Good. From here, press into your hands. Hop or walk back into Chaturanga. Through into upward facing dog. So here, if you want, you can bend your toes under. Try to bring your hips further forward between your hands. And then pulse a little bit, try to get your head back, look like a dog howling at the moon. So here it might look like you're folding your body in half at the tops of the thighs here. Roll over your toes, back into downward facing dog. Again, bounce a little bit, bring your chest towards the ground. Here, if you like, bend your knees. You can either just come forward, tools with fingertips, this kind of action. Keep your feet on the ground if you feel comfortable. Press your thighs into belly and vice versa. Press into your hands and see if you can press up a few times. Eventually you land your feet to the hands, maybe a third or fourth time. Then pull the body down onto your legs. Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. One more time. Raise your arms up over the head, reach up and back. Hands down. With head and chest. Again, you can shift back and forth, lifting up, rocking back on your heels, from heels to your toes. Shoulders over the fingertips, use your arms straight if you can. Feel comfortable again, press into your hands. Lock your arms into the sides of the body. Hold your breath as you come up. See if you can get your seat over your wrists. If you like, you can extend your legs, eventually bend your elbows back into Chaturanga, or come back into, just walk back into Chaturanga or on the floor, and into Cobra or upward facing dog if you can. Roll over your toes, back into downward facing dog. Do this a few times. Round your back as you make your transition. Be like a shapeshifter. Again, moving between the forms effortlessly. One form melts in the other. Ultimately, we're all one. We're all the same. Roll over your toes one more time. Flex your spine. Arch the back. Round your back as you go back. And then soften. And every sense over the heart towards the ground. From here, then lift the heels, bend the knees. You can either walk or bring your feet to the hands. Jumping. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart center, breathe out to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Always remain established in God, in all beings everywhere, in the hearts of all beings. And release. So now we're going to come into some standing poses now, balancing poses. Starting off with, let's try tree. So just press down with your left foot, bring your right knee up. Either bring your foot flat against your inseam of the leg. If you need to modify, if you can't find the balance easily, you can just keep your toes on the ground, turn your knees out, or place yourself against the wall. If you have a lotus, you can bring your knee up, bring the foot into the hip crease. See if you can point the knee down. Good, so you can either hold on to the foot and take your arm around and hold the right upper arm with your hand, or if you lean forward a little bit, bend your standing leg, you might be able to use your left hand even to left hand to guide your right hand. Take hold of the big toe. Come up with the other arm. These are all options. You can always just stay with your hands in prayer in front of the chest or both arms up. Good. Now from here, release the left arm down. Take hold of the heel. Hold the inside of the heel if you can. And bring your leg and arm up at the same time, coming into ballet pose. If you're having trouble, you can hold your leg underneath, your leg underneath, just close to the knee. If you can, however, try to get your fingers and toes on the same line. Lean a little bit to the left if you have more flexibility, and bring your right leg up higher. And then from here, with control, bring the foot down. Try not to allow it to drop down heavily. The other side now. Take your left foot up into whatever position of variation of chi you like, just pressing your base of the toes, the toe pads and heel to form a strong connection to keep the balance. Or you can take your lotus if you like. Lean forward a little bit. Bring your left arm around the back. Use your right hand to pull the hand towards the foot. Hold the toes. And then come up. Or you can just hold the right arm with your left hand close to the elbow on the upper arm. Reach up high, point the left knee down. Or bring your hands to the heart or both hands up. Again, just do your best. Find where you find the stillness. Whatever happens, remain unbothered, unjudging. Now from here, moving into ballet pose, taking hold of the inside of the left heel if you can, and bring the leg out at the same time as the arm. Trying to keep the two fingers and toes on the same line. And if you're more flexible, you might bring the leg a little bit higher, close to the shoulder. Lean a bit to the right. You need to modify, hold underneath the shin, on the calf. Exude all the qualities of a dancer, a ballet dancer, the grace, the poise. And then again, bring the foot down with control. Move to the back end of the mat now. Eagle. Take your arms out to the side. Left foot forward, bend down. Rest your belly on your thighs and bring the right leg up. So if you're having trouble, you can keep your knee bent. You can do hummingbird. You need to stay with your hands like you're pressing their forearms down on the table, or your arms back. You can do this version if you like. If you can extend your leg, go for it. Arch your back. Then Dharma likes to sometimes jump onto the other foot, so bend your knee a little bit again, and then hop onto the other foot. Try not to lose your balance. And then, again, you can stay there, bring your arms up, or into eagle, arch your back. Try to bring your foot higher than the head. Again, close it in a little bit, jump onto the other foot. Okay, and now come back up. Stand on the middle of the mat, and bring your arms out to the side. Fingertips come together. Jump your arms out like a star. Good. Now we're going to turn to your left for Veera Patrasana 2. Sink down to the seat. Try to get your knee over your toes. Long stance. Be mighty and strong like the warrior. Now from here, take your hands behind your back if you can. Pull the hands down, lift through the chest. And then as you come down, you have to tilt back a little bit. Push your right hip back. Go to the right a little bit, humble warrior. You might be able to get your forehead to the ground. Your arms come over the head. If it's too much, bring your right knee down like this. So again, move according to your condition. Find a place where you find a challenge, but you can still keep your mind relatively quiet and not just constantly agonizing. Allow your mind to come into stillness. And then release. So bring the knee down. And from here, left hand stays on the left knee. Slide your right hand back to the back foot. You can stay like this if you like. You can bring the left arm up. Sort of like an exalted warrior variation. If you can bring the back foot up. Take hold of the foot. If you can, bring it close to the shoulder. Lean towards the shoulder a little bit so you can get the foot into the crook of the arm. The fingers close to the ear. So when you bend your left arm, you might be able to bind your fingers more easily. Then push the foot away from the shoulder, swan. So you try not to have a big sharp fold in your elbow. Try to lengthen your arms. This again for those who feel comfortable. Release the pose. Turn forward. From here we're going to move. We're going to move this way as you can see. Move the left foot out to the long edge of the mat more. And then roll to the right so you can get the right front hip and the right forearm to anchor down. And then roll back to your left so you can get your left forearm down. Just imagine you have weights in your hip pockets. You feel very heavy through the hips, and then eventually maybe the pelvis will come down. Keep reaching forward. Maybe your belly will come down, and maybe the chest. Very close to the ground, you can take your arms the outside the foot. Your shoulder is right beside the foot, maybe a little bit on top of it. Make sure your knee doesn't pop away from this side, from the shoulder. If you're more flexible, if you're flat on the ground, you can bring your left arm over the foot to the outside and underneath your leg, and then over your back. Take hold of the right wrist or the right fingers. Be like a lizard sunning itself on a warm earth. Try to find that low profile. Imitate again the shape of that lizard. Come into stillness. Now release. Coming back onto the hands. From here, Adho Manasana for a moment. Pull the hip back, toes come up, and sink down. Try to bring your belly onto your thigh. Your chest moving towards, maybe even beyond the knee, your left shoulder beside your knee. You might feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg. If you pour more weight into, you might feel a bit more. Direct your attention to all those areas where you feel you have tightness and you want more release. That's what the prana will call. Now you can stay here, or if you feel ready, lean forward, push your seat forward, bend the toes under the back foot, and start to slide your left foot forward. Hanumanasana. Do this mindfully, of course. If you can't come all the way down, just do it gradually. So pulse a little bit. So you inhale, engage the muscles, pull. Feels like you're just trying to squeeze them back between your heels, your feet, and then sink down, stretch your mat between your feet. If you're all the way down, you can take other variations if you like. Take your arms over the head, cross the wrists. Nothing says devotion like this pose, and faith. Anything is possible for. That's what Hanuman embodies. The faith, the courage, the devotion. Break the pose. From here, option to come right into Vasisthasana. And so if you're more advanced, you can take hold of the big toe if you like, bend the toes under the back foot, drag the foot towards you, you have to press into your right hand and spin on the back foot and pull the legs straight up into Vasisthasana. So this again, if you know how to do that one. Others, you might just drag your foot back and then bring it behind your right knee. Coming to the modified version from here, you can just press into your right hand and come into the full version if you like. You can stay on your knee the whole time, remember. Push your hips forward. Feel so you're being blown from behind like a kite. Right arm stays extended, don't drop into the shoulder. Now bring the left hand back down, come to down facing dog. And bring the left foot forward between the hands. So if you stay with your knee up off the ground, you can go ahead, right arm up, Parivita Pashakanasana, turn the toes and the knee towards the right, and see if you can get the elbow to the outside. I should do it this way, to the outside of the leg. So the armpits stay on the outside of the leg. You can bring your hands together in prayer, and just really push the left hand down the right so the chest comes up higher, and the center of the chest comes behind your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder back. If you know how to take the bind, of course, go ahead. Use your left hand to guide the elbow. Pull the arm down so the elbow comes down lower, and then use it to your left hand to assist the hand underneath your leg. Join your fingers together in a lock or hold the left wrist. If you need to do it on your knee, do it on your knee. The right knee comes down. Left hip goes back, top of the head moves forward, and eventually the whole chest rotates around so it's facing up. It's as though you're lying on your back. Keep pulling on your left wrist on your right wrist if you have it. Actually, your left wrist if you have it. Good. Break the pose. So from here, depending where you are, just slide your left foot back, coming into downward facing dog. Bring the left foot between the hands, spin towards the long edge of the mat, arms out to the side, come up. Go to the other side now. If you need to, if you're facing the wrong way, you can't see the camera anymore, just turn yourself around 180 degrees. Again, the back, legs straight and strong. Be strong and mighty like the warrior. Eventually, if you swing your arms down, if your ankles touch the ground, that's when your hip is nice and low. From here, take your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, inhale, push the chest up, the head back. Humble warrior. So now you have to lean forward, shift your weight forward, push the left hip back. Move to your left, and see if you can get the forehead to the ground. If you need to, lower the left knee down again. And some of you might have the shoulder on the knee, so just again, do what you can. Ideally, however, you want to have the shoulder sliding to the inside of the knee. Express humility, surrender. Release the hands down. Lower the back knee down. Turn to the left a little bit. Right hand comes to the right knee. Lean away from the leg. Keep your arms straight and push into your right thigh. So you're trying to lengthen, pushing you away from you. Left hand can slide towards the back foot. Curve your spine. Try not to make any wrinkles in the left side of the body. Now here, if you want, you can take the right arm over in a gesture of exalting the Almighty One. If you feel like you can bring the back foot up. So you want to lean towards the front a little bit, take the foot with the right hand and place it in the crook of the arm. The fingers are close to the ear. And when the right arm comes down, the fingers find one another more easily, and then you can push your foot away from your shoulder. Look forward. If you can't take the bind, then just keep your arm like this, maybe. So just do what you can. Making progress each and every time. Break the pose, pull the foot towards the shoulder, let the foot down. Lizard. Move your right foot out to the right, and then fall to your left. Try to get your left hip to anchor down, left form. Roll back to the other side, maybe the other form comes down. So now it looks very much like a sphinx, except the right knee is up. Now try to get both sides of the hips to come down evenly, fronts of the hips. And then when your hips are heavy on the ground, maybe the belly will come down. And just sink your chest down. Imagine the hand of God on the back of the heart just encouraging you to come down and soften. If you're right flat on the ground, you can take the right arm over the foot, around the outside underneath your knee, and your left hand comes over the back as well. You just hold the left wrist as your right hand. Fix your gaze like a lizard.
Imitate the lizard, copy the form. But you get into minds of just trying to connect with them psychically, and then they share all the gifts with you, all their tricks to find the ease. Now come back up, press into your hands, pull the seat back so your hips are over the back knee, and then lift the toes up, Ardha Sink down, so you might be able to get forearms right on the ground. Keep on pushing your chest forward as though you're trying to get your chest beyond your knee, top of the head reaching towards the front of the foot. You can stay here if that's where you can bring you to the edge, or bend the toes under the back foot. Hinge your seat forward a little bit, like you're doing a lunge, and then slide your right foot out. Make sure your hips don't go way out in alignment. Your right hip should not be way forward, the other one should be even. So you have to pull the left hip forward and the right hip back. Good. And just pulse here again as you feel comfortable. Try to bring your hands alongside the hips so your shoulders can stay up your shoulders. And if you're all the way down, take your arms up. Hanuman accomplished great feats through his devotion, through his faith. Just put yourself in that same mindset. Anything is possible. Just need to keep following the ethical rules and have a bit of concentration. And then release. From here, bend the toes under. Those of you who want to try that entry, if you have the more advanced, take hold of the big toe, push into your left hand, drag the foot, heel back, spin on the left foot, so it's 45 degrees, and come up into your Vasisthasana. That's unreachable. Just bring your left knee down, keep the left knee down, and right foot slides back. Stay in this form here, or lift the left knee up off the ground. Make sure your left arm is full extended. Make sure you don't drop into your shoulder and into your neck. Vasisthasana. Pose that demands fortitude, determination. And from here, come back into downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward to the hands. If you can, keep the knee up off the ground as you do Parivita Parsvakonasana. Otherwise, take your knee down and bring your seat back. Also do it from this position here so you can see the entry. The legs are like a box, left arm up, and then go all the way to your right. The armpits sitting on the outside of the knee. Right hand to left, or fist in your hand. And as you push down into your fist, notice how my body comes up, the belly comes higher than the thigh. Keep pushing to the outside of the knee with your left arm, and then roll the right shoulder all the way back until your chest and face are straight up. If you want, use your left hand to guide the elbow down, further down, in a little bit, and push against the elbow so you can snake the hand underneath your leg, underneath your belly. And then take hold of the fingers in a lock or the right wrist in your left hand. Pull the right shoulder all the way back. Do this version, make sure you don't go lazy in the back leg, keep pressing the back knee up. And return. Bring your hands back down in front. And then from here, raise your left hip, spin towards long edge of the mat. I'm going to do this way so you can see. So here we're going to come up, back up. From here, take a moment, hands to the heart center. Hero sequence. From the solar plexus, the source of inner power, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Send all your power up there. And hold the breath for a moment. Imagine it, all beings tapping into, especially those who need the empowerment. Exhale back down to solar plexus. Continue to keep that supply open. Now turn the toes out a little bit. Bring your hands onto the seat, bend your knees a little like you're riding a horse. Push your hips forward, push into the seat, pull down,
Let's see if you can bring your head back. Now if you feel comfortable, keep your hands on the seat, keep pushing in and down, or if you can, slide one hand at a time, down, back. The legs, hold just below the knees and use the thumbs to pull, roll the thighs outwards and roll the shins inward at the same time. If your thumbs come further between. More flexible, you might be able to take your hands right down to the ankles. Step on your fingers with your heels. Allow your head to go back, hips forward. And now keep rolling thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards, try to push your hips forward and up so that your legs straighten a little bit more. Now from here, if your hands are on somewhere on the legs, walk them back one at a time. One hand higher than the other, push into seat, pull down, engage your legs, engage your core, come back up. Arms out to the side, hinge at the hips, turn heels out to this time, pigeon-toed. Come forward and take hold of your ankles. If you can, step on your fingers with the edges of your feet. Extend to the ground and pull your body right in between your legs if you can. Get the top of the head down between your feet. If you can, move your head even further in. Eventually, your chest will go behind your legs. Your seat over the heels, pull the shoulders back. Those who can come into tripod if you like, can come out into headstand. So you bring your fingers behind your heels, press into your hands. And make your way up, or you can do any other inversion if you like. You can do a forearm balance or a handstand if you like, if you're comfortable, again, according to your condition. Or just stay with your head on the ground, the same position. Prasarita Padottanasana. Those who have the legs up in the air, come down softly. Open up your legs again. Try to land your feet the same place where they start. So you have to engage your core more. Pull your thighs right alongside the body so you can land your feet down the same place. Arms up to the side. Engage your legs and come all the way up. One more time into Easy Chakrasana. Pull your heels in. Press your hands into your seat and go back. Any variation, go as low as you feel comfortable. If you're very low already, if you're very flexy and bendy, and you can see the floor easily, your head's close to the ground, you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring one hand down at a time. Good. Come back. You have to push your hips forward a little bit, come onto your fingertips, bring one hand to the back of the leg. This is if you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana. Push against the back of the knee and hold your breath. Take your other hand there as well as the other leg. And then the rest of us alongside with you will come up all the way back. Walk your hands back up onto your seat. Arms out to the side. And from here, bring your hands back to the heart. From the heart center, inhale up to the crown. Imagine all beings tapping into, coming together. Exhale back down to the heart. Hold everyone in your heart space. Make room for all beings. And from here, jump your feet together, arms by side, stand tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Be strong and firm and unshakable in your devotion. Good, now come down. Headstand, Shilshasana. If you know how to get into Shilshasana, I invite you to go ahead into it. If you want some other variations or modifications, I have some here. So one easy one, if you feel very uncomfortable with inversions, bring your forehead down in front of the knees and just lift your seat up. So you're rolling onto the top of the head. If your seat comes over your knees, you might end up more in the back of the head a little bit, and you might feel a stretch in the back of the neck. If it's too much, just walk your head forward. You want to go a little bit further. See if you can bring your finger, so we'll do teddy bear first. Your heels are the palms in line with your knees. Your head and your hands form a triangle. Your arms at 90 degrees. You can see your hands in front. They shouldn't be beside your head. And from here, you move forward. You walk forward until your seat is over your shoulders, and just push to just underneath your knees against the elbows. You press into your hands, press into your head a little bit. You might flick your toes away and just find your balance and sway. If you're more comfortable, press into your hands and bring your knees a little bit higher onto your arms and bring your heels up towards your seat. Okay? If it's too much pressure for your head, sometimes it is. Those of you in headstand, keep your attention on the space between your eyebrows. Wherever you land, just keep your attention fixed on that seat of the divine perception right in the space between your eyebrows. If it's a little bit too much pressure for your head, you can place your elbows down on the ground beneath your shoulders. Make sure you can hold them easily, and then just move your hands forward. Don't move your elbows. Interlace your fingers and place the head between your palms and lift your seat up. And then here you can move your feet to get closer to your elbows and just pulse up and down. Try to get your heels up, your seat over your shoulders. Push more into your arms as you come up so that you feel steady. And just hug the head with your hands. Make sure your elbows are not too wide. If you like, bring one leg back behind you. Allow the foot to hang heavily towards the seat behind you, like a fruit hanging from a tree. Push into your arms, squeeze your palms into the head, and so you can flick your toes again at the foot that's in front on the ground, up off the ground. Eventually keep pressuring into your arms, forearms, and the head, and keep pushing back through the foot that's behind you. You might be able to eventually find a balance in headstand. Bit by bit, every day, go a little bit further according to your comfort level. And soon you'll find the steadiness. Take your time, be patient, and have no attachment to the results. Stay here for a little bit longer. Those of you who are advanced, who are in headstands, but if you're in a forearm about you have your forearms on the ground, push into your arms to hold your breath, and so you can lift your head up off the ground. Sometimes you just split your legs. If your legs are straight up or something, and it might be easier to split one leg forward, one leg back. Bring your head back down, goes up, and then come down. Try to come down with control. No big, fast, hard falls. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Allow all the tension to melt away. And come up. Make your way onto your back. Start off in bridge pose. From bridge pose, you might be able to get the shoulder stands. Otherwise, you can stay in bridge pose. It's still sort of the same shape. Still doing inversion because the chest is higher than the head. So now lift the feet up. Your heels close, hip width apart, first of all, and just the feet in line with your hips. And if you bring your arms down beside your body, your fingertips might just raise the heels a little bit. And lift your hips up. Tuck your shoulders underneath. And then just really try to push your chest towards your chin. Push into your feet as you try to push the floor away. Have the backs and knees in line with your heels if you can. Okay, you can stay here. If you need support, bring your hands up to your seat. Move your elbows a little bit closer underneath your body so that from the top up high, if you're looking down, you can't see your arms anymore. They're underneath, ideally. Okay, again, according to your shoulder flexibility. Now you can stay here, or if you know other variations of bridge, you can have your hands down on the ground. If you want to come up, however, in shoulder stand, keep your hands on the seat, your fingers facing towards back through the knees. Lift one leg up. Bring it over your head, a little bit beyond your head, over top, and press into your seat with your hands and bring the other leg up to join it. And from here, when your both feet are up, sort of come out of the pike, push by pushing hips forward, and then you come a straight line eventually, your toes on your shoulders, in line with your chin. Now, those who have a lotus, go ahead. can use your hands always to help to bring your legs into lotus. If you have lotus, try to get your knees higher than your hips. And if you have a good balance, you can right on top of your shoulders. This is if your legs are straight or in lotus. You take your hands to your thighs. So you keep on pushing your hips forward, especially with lotus. So your knees come up higher. Bring now the attention to the space between your eyebrows, no matter what pose you're doing. They say if you have 100% of your devotion, your attention on that seat of divine perception, you eventually trigger divine bliss. So keep working at it. From here, if you're in lotus, come into Pindasana, bring your thighs against your body. Those of you who can wrap your arms around the outsides of the legs, join your hands underneath the seat for the full embryo pose. If you do not have a lotus, and your legs are straight, come into plow pose. Bring your feet behind your head. Keep pushing gently to the back until the feet come down, but don't force it. If your feet are a mile away, then just do what you can. If you like, bring your thighs against your body. Knees eventually will come beside your head. If you're very flexible, maybe knees come right to the ground or at least on your shoulders. Go inward, beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. Keep your attention on Triputi, the seat of divine perception, the center of the foreground, as always. Now from here, if you have lotus, let go of your lotus. Going back into cloud pose, from wherever you are, hands on your back. Come down if you can, one leg at a time. If it's too much or if you have like weak wrists or injured wrists, you roll down. So don't, again, respect your limitations and be mindful of your injuries if you have any. And then the foot comes down one at a time, very softly, not making a sound. If you're in bridge, you can then, you have a couple of options of bringing your hands underneath your seat and just lowering your seat, extend your legs straight out and pull the elbows underneath, lift the chest and bring the top leg down. Okay, you can do the normal fish. Go ahead and do that if you like, or if you know couch pose, you pull your heels together from bridge, keep your heels up and walk forward, the elbows and shoulders until you can, your elbows are close to the heels, and you can take hold of the ankles easily. Now push into the ankles, lift your head, tilt forward so your knees come down. Now your seat's on the heels, and allow the head to drop back again, top head to the ground. Keep holding onto your ankles, or take your forearms in front of your head and hold opposite elbows. Couch pose. Now, if you're in couch pose, stay there. If you're in fish pose, slide your feet in, keep your head where it is. Slide your feet in so your knees are up and your heels are close to your seat. If you like, bring your hands beside your head, fingers facing towards the feet, and then some of you might be able to push right up into Urdhva Dhanurasana from couch pose, or come up. Okay, so if it's too much, just come into bridge. Keep the back on the ground, shoulders on the ground, and come into bridge pose. Rock back and forth a few times. Work the pose. Stay a little bit longer if you can. Stay up. If you don't stay in the postures long enough, you don't get into the consciousness of the pose, you can't really become one with the form. So just try to stay a little bit longer. Straighten your arms if you can, straighten your legs. Lift your heels, do whatever you like. If you need to at any point come down, but then come back up. This goes if you're in bridge as well. So those who are more advanced, who want to try something, you can bring your left knee up and take your left foot straight up to the sky. And see if you can press into your left hand and see if you can come on to just the index finger of the right hand. Good. You can stay here or hold your breath. See if eventually you can take your hand right up off the ground. You might be able to get it to your leg. Requires practice. Make sure you don't have any shoulder, wrist injuries. And come down. And then if you want to try the other side, go ahead. You can do this from bridge too. You can bring the right knee up. Keep your hands where they are on the seat though. And then bring your right leg up. Press firmly down with the right hand and your left foot. And then see if you can lift your left, all but just the index finger on the ground. Or just come onto your finger stand. Peel one finger off at a time. And if you like, hold your breath. See if you can get your left hand up off the mat. Even if you just, for a moment. Okay, then you can take your hand to your leg. So you have to have your legs straight up and strong. Now come back down. Remember, all these are according to your condition and according to your risk. So, at your risk. So just be mindful of your practice and know where your comfort level is so you can stay. So just stay in a place where you're not going to bring about agitation or distress. Again, think of what you're transmitting. Take a moment here, take a breath in. Exhale. Let go of all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Again, inhale. Feels like you're being flooded. Streaming energy into the pores. Light and energy. Exhale. Just send that energy all the way throughout the body. Feel recharged and rejuvenated. Now, from here, raise your arms up over the head. Stretch and come upright. Seated position. Come up any way you like. Start off with Talasana. You have a long base from heels to root, about 1.5 feet, the soles of your feet together. Interlace your fingers underneath your edges of your feet, outside edges, bring your index fingers together. And from here, just allow your knees to fall away from one another. Reach forward if you can. Try to get your forehead on your base of your toes, your heels on your chin. If you like, you can even put block in between your feet and just rest the top of the head, the forehead, I should say, on the block. So try to line up your elbows and your knees so it looks like a 6-point star when you try to have the line between your elbows and between your knees even. From above it looks symmetrical. All the attention to the base of the spine. Inhale from the base spine all the way up to the crown. A long path, a long smooth path. Exhale all the way back. Inhale, come back up. Separate your feet a little bit. Slide your forearms underneath. Take hold of the edges of the feet. This is for Krimasana. So you can stay in this pose. If you can try to get forehead to the ground. If you're very flexible, you can do your arms come very easy underneath your legs. You can bring your hands back, facing back, Krimasana. Your legs are close. Don't separate your feet too much. They should be, the thighs should be close to your knees. Your knees should be close to the shoulders. And your legs should be closer to the shoulders as well, not on the elbows. If your hands are free, you can bend your arms easily. You can take hold of your hands over your back. Again, your attention to the base of the spine. And release, come back up. So from here, lean to the right, bring your left leg back if you can. If it's too much for your knee, you can keep your foot in front. So from here, you're leaning, reaching your chest over the front leg, extend the leg, come forward, and bring your body down onto your leg. Try to get your knees, your chest to go beyond the knees, forehead sliding forward. Visualize the front of the head touching the top head touching the front of the foot. Now, start to move your right hand to the inside, slide your hand out, and turn to your left. So turn to the side a little bit. Keep pressing the back of the shoulder against the inside of the leg. Left arm comes overhead if you can, and take hold of the foot. And just turn so your chest is facing up. You might be able to place your hand underneath your root and hold on to your left heel behind you and push your chest up. So again, this is a variation for those who are already conducive in that way that allows you to do so. Otherwise, just do what you can. You don't have to take hold of your foot, you can just do what you can. And then coming back up. Now from here, press into your hands and between your legs, come up, slide your left foot in if you need to, your toes in line with your knee. So if you can, bring your left hand to the outside of the shin, sweep your right arm over the head, come into wild thing, another variation of wild thing. Lift your chest up, arch your back. If you can't, bring your fingertips to the ground. In, come down. Good. From here, let's do a twist right from here. So you're taking your left hand to the outside of the right shin, your right hand sweeps around the back, and take hold of bring your hand onto your left thigh if you like. Roll the thigh out. If you can't get your hand to your thigh, just bring it just down behind your back. That's in the back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, keep pushing against your right leg with your left hand, turn over to look over your right shoulder. Make sure you don't uproot the seat. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, use the left hand to roll the left hip down and outwards. And then release, come back. Lean to the right. And fold the left leg, lean to the left, and fold the right leg back, or again, make the modification and keep your foot in front. Turn towards your left leg, rise up, and then come forward and down. Keep moving your chest forward, beyond the knee even. First, do this pose, and then we're going to move your left hand to the inside and just turn. Push the left shoulder, back shoulder against the left leg. Reach the right arm up. And then if you can bring your foot, right hand right to the foot. You're very flexible. You can see if you can, your left shoulder's on the ground, just in front of your leg. Push against the inside of the leg. You can bring your left hand underneath and hold the foot from behind, the right foot from behind. Turn your chest up. Which looks like you're lying on your back. Nice lateral stretch. Try not to create folds on the left side of the body. And coming back up. Bring your hands down in front. Walk forward, toes in line with your knee. And maybe walk your hand to the outside of the right leg and sweep the right arm over the head, coming to Wild Thing. Go a little bit deeper if you can. Bend your back a little bit more and see if you can get your left hand down to the ground if you're more flexible. Modify. If you can't get your hand down easily, you can just bring your hand on the thigh or on the hip and just go where you can. Okay, so just do whatever's suitable for you. And return, press with your hand, come back up. From here, set your seat back down. The legs 9 degrees, turn to your left again, and bring your left hand around. You can either bring your hand just behind your back, or if you can reach around, hold your thigh and roll it down and out, or even hold your shirt. Right hand to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, lift your chest close between your knee and your ankle. Inhale, lift up, exhale, turn to your left. Down on your back for Shavasana, lean to your left, take the right leg out and just lie down on your back. Ease your way down. Find your way into a comfortable position that allows you to let go of all tension. Once you're on your back, just surrender physically. Let go of all tension, let go of all effort. As you inhale, imagine you're gathering up all the tension in your body. Exhale, just allow it to just drain out of the body. Imagine it funneling down into the ground, away from you. Inhale again, drop all attention, all negativity in any form, anything that doesn't serve you, that you want to be rid of. Exhale again, just feel as though we're just funneling right out of you into the ground. A direct path for all that negativity to just leave. And one more time, inhale, gather up any residual tension or anything that you don't want to hold on to that's impinging on your happiness in some way. Exhale, let it go. Drain right out. When you're empty of all that, you make more room for all the benefits to come in. So now in the next inhale, feel as though you're pulling in the best, everything you need on all the qualities that you're trying to cultivate. Compassion, love, confidence, wisdom, all these things. Exhale, imagine it going right to the heart where you're holding all beings in your heart, for that's where God resides, and God is equally present in all forms and all beings. Inhale, draw in even more, everything that you need, everything you can imagine that you would need, which is effectively what everyone needs too. And exhale again. Send it out to all beings within, holding them in their heart. Leave no one out. Last time. Inhale. Imagine you're a magnetic force attracting everything you need. Exhale. Send it all out to all beings everywhere. Stay in this mindset of benevolence, gratitude for all that you have, all that you are, and all that you can do. Keep thinking that everything you have is yours to share with all beings. We're all together, united together anyways.
intention of holding all beings in your heart equally, all beings. Sign of self-realization is when we see sameness everywhere. It doesn't matter if you are looking at a rock or an insect or a king or your child or a fish. We're all the same. But we have all passed through all that. We've all passed through all forms and experiences. So now say to yourself 3 times the following sentence to ingrain that idea and intention in your mind and heart. I hold all beings with love within my heart. Now prepare to come back from seated into seated position. Make ready to come back into your body, and in a quiet and mindful and gentle and reverent way, return to seated. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to practice. Next week, the class will be at 8 o'clock. I have another event going on, so I have to make time to allow myself to get over there. So 8 o'clock is when the next Saturday, that's when it starts. Okay, so thank you for your understanding. Hope to see you then. Have a wonderful weekend.